Hello viewers, I'm Private Dave. Today we have the first ever Subscriber Monday for the channel. I have two replays, one sent in by 360 Baron, as you can see, and the other sent in by Wanagod. They're both E25 games. So how this is going to work is I'll show 360's game, then I'll show his after battle result, and then we'll get on to Wanagod's game and his after battle result. You're going to see a few things in the two games that are similar. One, you're going to see how nimble the E25 is, and two, you're going to see how easy it is to sometimes rush shots in the E25. E25, it has a 2 to 3 second reload, and it does have a quick aiming time, but you have to remember that you're going to reload before you fully aim in this tank. And you also have to take into account the speed and turning on it, which if you turn even a little bit, you're gonna reset your aiming pretty much. This is the point of the game where he goes AFK for, I guess, like 30 seconds or something like that, so I'm just gonna speed this up. Keep an eye on stuff around. You can see their artillery are over here: ELC, VK, KV-1S Churchill, AMX, and in front of him he has a VK, TOG, and E25. He has just returned, and as you can see, he's somewhat panicking now because he just knows what's in front of him. At least I think he's panicking. He fires 2 shots, they both miss, trying to get out of their view without getting hit right here. So he manages that. Now he's going to try taking some shots, yet again, not waiting for it to fully aim, rushing these shots here. Probably should have waited a bit longer on those. But at the same time, you can understand why he's trying to quickly fire, because considering the fact that he's alone here and all the tanks around him. So, takes a small hit from the M4. I think that was HE. And I killed the M4. Panzer SFL somehow misses him at that range when he wasn't moving or turning or anything. I don't know how you pull that off. Going after the TOG, and that one gets a critical. Goes after the VK, kills the VK. So, invisible TOG, you're waiting for Binox. Binox up. Now, see, he's waiting for the reload now, and he's actually hitting the TOG. But then against the TOG, it's the size of a barn, and it barely moves. So, there's that. Now, keep in mind, there is an AMX M4 right there, and suddenly E25. E25 is looking at him, so he is going to go behind here and get into cover. And he's going to go over here. Now, he's going to try running, but gets tracked, so he repairs the track and immediately gets behind this building for cover. The E25 has the advantage on him because he has slightly more hit points, and he had to turn around, so the E25 would probably be reloaded. This is a good move. He tracks him, but the E25 either has good repair speed or just repairs it and backs off. This is where it becomes a bit of a standstill, really. Now, it looks like we're winning this. We have a KV-3, KV-1S, and T-29 in the cap with a TOG behind them, and they're facing a black print. AMX M4 has just killed our Wolverine. Our team has spotted the artillery. Artillery has killed the FV. Our KV-3, or is it not FV? The FV has killed the KV-1S. KV-3 killed the GW Panther. Still a bit of a waiting game, and now he notices he's moving, so he's going to pull up towards here, get behind the building, try going further, but realize that he was spotted and that the E25 was turning. So he's just going to back off into this little opening here, and hopefully either get away or get into a bush so that he can get the advantage over the E25. Generally, if he was going for a bush, he'd want to go for one of these at H and G0, maybe J0, so that his Binox could kick in and he will stay hidden while the E25, which is most likely chasing after him, will be spotted. And as you can probably notice, it's a very strong team for both sides, really, and it's time for the butthurt to come out. apparently. Also, just want to point out, it seems that at least one of their players watches One Piece, just saying. So, the very strong red and orange players are criticizing everybody on the team now, because that's their job in the game, it seems. Now, he's going for the artillery because this is where it was last, and right away, he immediately rushes shots. FV misses. He has to turn because he overshot. It does kind of... You go really quick in this, so it's easy to overshot. He misses that barely. Now, he has to turn, tries rushing that one to get it, but it's too late. So he's going to go over here because the AMX is coming for him. And he's going to try... Yeah, shot FV, doesn't have it. AMX and Black Prince are going after him. Bounces that one, doesn't bounce that one. Now he knows to back off. FV, yet again, he wasn't fully turned, so it got to the edge. That one hits, alright. It looked like he either moved his tank slightly there or moved his mouse in the last second. That one just wasn't aimed ahead enough. That one hits. And now he realizes that he's gonna have to run. T29, the bright red T29 is saying to stop using auto aim. Apparently he has never used a E25, and yeah. So 360 is now on 1,211 for damage, and now he has run into the E25. This is bad. Got a critical hit there. Luckily, what happened to him earlier is now happened to E25. He was at the edge of his aiming, and he got hit by one of his own teammates as well, the E25. So he's gonna wait here, let the E25 come around the corner, and hopefully track it. Right there, tracked it. Did no damage though, which is unlucky. But it is tracked, and it already used its repair kit, so he's just gonna put shell after shell into this guy. Right there. And boom. Misses that one because yet again he's moving, not fully aiming, but he doesn't really have a choice because he's facing down an AMX M4, which has quite a bit of hit points. T29 still showing how stupid he is. That's beautiful. So he obviously he's getting chased by an M4 now. They still have the artillery, which is probably zipping around. Yeah, M4 going after him. He needs to get away using his speed. He can definitely outrun the M4. T29 apparently saying he has done better than the 360 in his E25. We shall see about that in the game. Now, what he's probably going to do is he's going to take a left, go down this road or this road, and go for the cap. That is the most logical thing to do in this situation. And yet again, he has to get away from the M4. T29 saying I wouldn't have repeatedly missed FV, and the KV1S, which was criticizing him before, actually somewhat defends him here, saying that no, you missed the BP, being the Black Prince instead, which is the bigger target, which is kind of a good point. So taking his time, aiming, and killed FV. Alright. At least he finished what he couldn't finish before, which is a good thing. And he's somewhat going this way, and then he decides not to. Which is going to turn out to be a good life choice, because the AMX has gone this way, if I recall. I think, yeah, it's gone that way, and he just barely missed it. If he would have gone up that road and around, he would have probably died. So he's going this way. The AMX still sees him. This is kind of lucky. He probably could have died there. AMX rushes his shot like Baron did earlier and misses. Now he's going this way, and he's gonna try to get up here, but then he thinks otherwise and turns, which is actually a good choice. And he's gonna go back this way. And he is most likely gonna go down here and try hitting the Black Prince, which is in the cap. Not really sure why the TOG2 is pointing out how much time is left, because it's pretty obvious, really. And in case you didn't know, this is an encounter. He is gonna get extremely lucky here, again. Takes a hit from the Black Prince, does no damage. Now, it is encounter, so just being in the cap will stop the cap. However, that doesn't guarantee a win. This is lucky. Actually, no, it's not. He just shy his gun mantle. Kills him. He's gonna try running for it, but this is where his luck runs out. And there you go. A game filled with good and bad luck in this one, really. He probably should have aimed a bit more on some of those shots. And as you're going to see from the half barrel result, he does miss quite a few. But considering the circumstances, it is somewhat understandable. Anyways, moving on. So, it was first class on a defeat. He got Defender from hitting that Black Prince at the end. So, top damage, 1,802, so he did indeed do better than the T-29, which was bragging about how good he did, apparently. Got more kills as well, 6 compared to 3. More experience, 1,052 compared to 446. Yet again, he got that much experience on this because he got Defender. If he didn't get Defender, since it's a defeat, he wouldn't have gotten that much experience. In case you don't know, if it's a defeat and you get a medal, like High Caliber or Defender, you get higher experience than the other players on your defeated team. So, there is that. AMX, M4, and Black Prince did actually have a good game. A lot better than the rest of their team, really. Both teams were kind of strong in the sense that they had quite a few players that didn't really do much, I guess. But yeah, fired 32 shots, 19 of those hit, 18 penetrated. That would be the one on the E25 that didn't penetrate. He took 10 hits, and 8 of those penetrated, 2 didn't. Damage blocked by armor, 450. That is a good thing in E25. Spotted 3 enemies. Damaged 8, destroyed 6, and got 414 assistance, whether it be tracking or spotting. 83 base defense and a good distance traveled. Made a profit of 4,102. If he had premium, it would have been 22,881. So yeah, not a bad game. He probably could have won it if he aimed a bit more and didn't rush his shots, but it comes down to that case of being, you know, could have, should have, didn't. So, you know, it is understandable in some of the situations where he had to rush his shots, like with the M4 attacking him, where he kind of needed to get away, but you still wanted to, you know, possibly do damage to it. That is somewhat understandable. But yeah, not a bad game. And moving on to the next. Alright, so as promised in the second replay, we have Wanagod. You may remember him from the subscriber highlight or spotlight. I don't even remember. Yeah. And the replay contest. So, he is in his E25, just like 360 Baron. You're probably going to notice that both of these games start off slow and kind of bad, really, with kind of bad luck and run-ins. It is a tier 8 game, so that's going to make it harder. Right away, he is going to go up to the hill, and suddenly a Leopard 1. Misses that shot, but he didn't really have enough gun traverse to the left to really hit it, and he was on the move, so understandable. Now he's got enough gun traverse to get around this corner, moves up. That is a 1375, that's could be a problem. Shoots the rock there, going for the Leopard. There's a shot there. Misses that one, yet again, that's traverse and the aiming time and reload come into play. Now he goes for the Leopard initially, but spots the tier 8 VK4502A and decides maybe he should get away from here now. Loses his ammo rack from the one shot from the VK. And obviously he fixes that and gets away with 315 hit points. So obviously this is a bad start right away. Auto aims onto the T-34-3 since he's on the move. Misses that one. Goes back to manual aiming. Gets a good hit there. Another hit there. And aiming. Gets a good hit there. Another one. This T-34-3, I honestly don't understand why I showed his side for so long. Tracks him. Aims for the underbelly. Another good hit. Pulling back somewhat. And finishes it off. So he has just killed a tier 8, and suddenly a KV-1S. That one bounced on the KV-1S, goes for the cupola, aiming for the weak spots. That one misses, not exactly sure how, but RNG. Fires, rushes that one a bit, and rushes that one a little bit as well. He doesn't want to take a hit, because if he does get a good roll, he can get one shot if it penetrates. Luckily the KV-1S fires into the ground for some reason, and he now has quite a few shots that I can put into the KV-1S before it reloads. Still going for the underbelly and the weaker armor. Kills the KV-1S, and that's VK. So he's going to want to get into a position where it can't kill him, hopefully. AT-8 kills that Leopard. And now he's going to go towards the middle somewhat and help the Type 64. Good hit there. Aiming and kills the T-71. Now he's trying to get a shot on the ARL, but there you go. Not really good gun impression on the E25, which can kind of hurt you at times. Sees the VK kind of looking towards Carnarvon, or whatever you pronounce it as. 1375 rushes that shot and rushes that one as well. He gets lucky here that they either bounce on him or track him, but he aims the third shot and kills the 1375, which is a good thing. He probably could have died there, but he did not, and he got lucky. It's a good side hit on the VK. Another good side hit. And aiming, another one. Now the angle right there, a bit too much. Doesn't penetrate that. Penetrates that one though. And the Carnarvon is going to kill the VK. However, he did get a good amount of damage from that, 513. Which isn't bad considering the gun only has like 120 or 130 average damage or something like that. 135. So carefully taking that drop so he doesn't kill himself, as so many people often do, which is probably something that those people should work on. Going into the cap, see if he can get some more damage. T-69 is pretty dead at this point. He's surrounded by 3 tier 8s, an artillery, and a Type 64. And as soon as he fires his 4 rounds, he's just done, really. The reload and the fact that he doesn't have armor will ruin him. So he's kind of getting capture points now, but he decides to go for the artillery, which is kind of a bad idea considering what happens. He doesn't die, but if I recall correctly, he doesn't get any damage either, so he probably would have been better off getting the capture points, to be honest. However, it is always better to go for more damage if you're winning and there's the chance of getting more damage. It's generally the better idea. But yeah, didn't get it there. Still a good game, 2,687 damage. Onto the after battle result. Alright, so that was Ace Tanker on his E25. He got 72,000 credits with premium. Didn't get the highest damage, but it's a tier 8 game, so that's to be expected really. He got slightly outdone by the Tiger II for damage, which has a higher damage on average really. However, he did do better for experience, which is to be expected, considering he is a tier 7 in a tier 8 game. 34 shots fired, 25 of those hit, 23 penetrated. He didn't rush his shots as much as 360 did. He generally aimed better, which is a good thing. Though he did manage to rush a few, but it's to be expected, to be honest, in the situations. Took 9 hits, 4 penetrated, 5 of those did not. 450 damage blocked by armor. He spotted 1 enemy. Damaged 6, destroyed 4. Good travel distance there. Yet again, pretty quick game. 5 minutes, 49 seconds. Made a profit of 62,424, and experience was 1,921. So, not a bad game. Thank you for sending your replays in, both of you, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you want to send in your own replays, I will have the link to the email you can send those in the description. And yet again, please upload your replays to World of Tanks Replays. If you send me a replay itself, I will not show it. I want them in World of Tanks Replays. And generally in the email, if you're sending it in, have the name being what the game is about. So if it's a E25 Ace Tanker game, put E25 Ace Tanker so and so. If it's a Brothers in Arms or Crucial Contribution, say T69 Brothers in Arms or T29 Crucial, whatever. Anyways, thank you for watching.